Welcome, esteemed gentlemen. The hardest chains to break are the ones you can't see. In a world where invisible systems mold minds and dictate dreams, there's one archetype that's harder to control than a cat in a thunderstorm: the Sigma male. While most people follow the path laid out for them, chasing status, approval, and the latest must-have gadget, the Sigma lives by a different code. He's the ultimate outlier, the one who slipped through the Matrix's grasp, quietly rewriting the rules of engagement. Did you know? Studies show that 90% of our decisions are influenced by forces we're not even aware of. But Sigmas? They're the exception, operating outside the pull of social programming, blending in and out of the Matrix like an invisible glitch. They're the mystery men who can nod along at a meeting, then walk out the door without a single string attached. So, why can't the Matrix get its grip on them? Buckle up. It's a world of paradoxes, humor, and iron will where the Sigma male outsmarts, outlasts, and stays utterly ungovernable. Number 1. They are non-prescriptive thinkers, rejecting prepackaged solutions. Sigma males aren't ones for ready-made solutions or tidy little life formulas. The Matrix, or society's invisible control system, thrives on these. It dishes out neatly packaged answers to every question. Want happiness? Follow this 10-step program. Looking for success? Here's the career ladder. Just climb. But Sigmas see these answers as more like fast food, quick, easy, and not exactly nourishing. They know the one-size-fits-all path isn't meant to fit them at all. Rather than accept whatever success means to the world, they carve their own way through direct experience and independent thought. Sigmas reject the idea that someone else's roadmap could capture their destination. They treat each pre-made answer with skepticism, almost like someone handed them a get-rich-quick pamphlet. They'll nod politely, but in their heads, they're already thinking, "Sure, buddy, and next you'll be selling me magic beans." The Sigma's life approach is custom-built from trial, error, and observation, a method that makes him nearly immune to the pull of popular opinion. The Matrix wants people to run on autopilot, not questioning too much, just sticking to the system's default settings. But Sigmas, with their non-prescriptive mindset, know that default settings are for printers, not people. When faced with life's big questions, they don't look for canned responses. They're constantly experimenting, recalibrating, and refining their beliefs. This resistance to prefab solutions doesn't just keep Sigmas out of the Matrix's reach. It makes them an anomaly the system can't quite compute. In a world conditioned to follow the same rules, the Sigma male's knack for writing his own manual makes him untouchable, ungovernable, and just a little bit legendary. At number 2, they aren't lured by mainstream narratives of success. Sigma males don't buy into society's pre-packaged, shiny version of success. In a world obsessed with status markers, big job titles, fancy houses, and perfect social media feeds, the Sigma quietly skips the race. He's not moved by flashy symbols or the carrot of popularity, fame, or conventional power. While others are busy chasing the latest version of the good life, the Sigma is more interested in defining success on his own terms, and usually it doesn't look anything like what the Matrix has in mind. Society loves when everyone follows the same script. Go to school, get a job, climb the ladder, buy things, repeat. The Matrix is thrilled by this because it's easy to control people who all want the same things. But the Sigma sees right through this scheme. He recognizes that these standard goals are more like hamster wheels than paths to fulfillment. And he's not about to spend his life running in place just to get applause from people he doesn't even know. Sigmas know that true success is personal, self-defined, and rarely comes with a gold star from society. Because he isn't lured by the usual bait, the Sigma moves differently. He could be quietly building a skill, exploring his own philosophies, or following passions others think are wastes of time. To the outside world, this might look like he's underachieving or missing out. But that's the beauty of it. He doesn't care. The Sigma's immunity to mainstream success metrics renders him virtually ungovernable. He doesn't need the Matrix's approval or its rewards. Instead, he builds a life driven by his values, which means he's not just outside the box. He's completely left the building, taking his own path with a shrug and a smirk. Number 3. Sigmas understand the power of minimalism as freedom. The Sigma male has cracked the code on something the Matrix doesn't want anyone to realize. Freedom isn't about having everything. It's about needing less. In a world that runs on consumption, he's practically a glitch in the system. While most people are lured by the idea of more stuff, more status, more validation, the Sigma goes the opposite way, valuing minimalism and focusing on what truly matters to him. He's not about accumulating a mountain of belongings or chasing the latest trends because he knows that every new must-have is just another chain disguised as a reward. The Matrix thrives on convincing people they're always one purchase away from happiness. Bigger houses, fancier cars, the latest gadgets. It's all designed to keep people striving, spending, and feeling like they're never quite complete. But Sigmas have an uncanny ability to see through this smoke and mirrors game. They know that owning more only adds weight, not worth. Their approach is refreshingly simple. If something doesn't add real value to their life, it's out. This minimalist mindset isn't just about decluttering closets, it's about decluttering life itself. Sigmas resist the bait of consumer culture because they see that it's all a trap. Every extra thing you own, in a way, owns you back, tying you down with a silent expectation to maintain, protect, or upgrade it. For the Sigma, that's just baggage. By choosing only what they genuinely need and appreciate, they cut the Matrix off from one of its strongest levers of control, the promise of more. In doing so, Sigmas become nearly untouchable by the usual pressures. They're content with what they have, largely unaffected by trends, and free to focus on what actually brings them purpose. While the rest of the world races to keep up, they're already there, living lightly and laughing at the irony of it all. At number 4, they transcend competition and tribalism. Sigma males are wired differently when it comes to competition and tribalism, and that's exactly what makes them slippery for the Matrix to control. Society loves to pit people against each other, whether it's for career success, social standing, or even online clout. The Matrix runs on this setup because rivalry and tribal loyalty keep people predictable and, most importantly, manageable. But the Sigma male, he couldn't care less. He's not drawn to the rat race, and he's certainly not here to join any team just for the sake of belonging. Unlike others who thrive on group identity and the security it brings, Sigmas operate in their own orbit. They can appreciate community, sure, but they're not about to trade their independence for a flag to wave or a side to pick. This non-participation drives the Matrix up the wall. It relies on people's need to belong and win to keep them locked into roles and identities. But the Sigma sidesteps that pressure entirely. He sees competition as optional, not necessary. And he won't step into a rivalry just because society expects him to care. It's not that Sigmas think they're better than everyone else. They're just indifferent to the scoreboard society keeps waving in front of them. Where most people need some sense of us versus them to feel purpose, the Sigma finds his purpose within. And because he isn't fueled by the need to prove himself against others, he can focus on things that are actually meaningful to him, without the need for applause or comparison. This resistance to tribalism makes him impossible to corral or label, much to the Matrix's frustration. Sigmas are a bit like cats, highly independent, unimpressed by group commands and wandering wherever they please. And while everyone else is busy climbing over each other, the Sigma is over there in his own world, quietly winning at a game only he knows how to play. Number 5, mastery of duality. They can blend in, yet stand apart. Sigma males have mastered a strange kind of duality that makes them nearly invisible to the Matrix. They can blend into social settings effortlessly, going with the flow without ever fully joining it. They know how to nod along, crack a joke, or shake hands, but it's all surface level. Beneath that, they stay entirely their own person, standing apart in ways the Matrix can't pin down. This ability to play along without being taken in is like a superpower. It lets them operate within the system without ever really belonging to it. The Sigma's skill at blending in isn't just some act either, it's a carefully balanced tactic. He can walk into a corporate meeting and talk the talk, but as soon as he steps outside, he's shed that role like a coat he doesn't care to wear. He's got this chameleon quality, but it's not about deception. It's about independence. He can walk in any world, talk to any group, and yet never get tangled up in the identity or expectations that come with it. The matrix, which depends on categorizing people to understand and control them, finds this maddening. It's like trying to put a label on water. Just when you think you've got it, it slips away. Sigmas don't let roles or group identities define them, which gives them a kind of social invisibility. People might think they understand him. He seems normal enough, right? But what the Sigma does is adapt to fit his surroundings without letting his surroundings shape him. That's how he stays free. He can go along with the crowd just enough to keep things easy, but never enough to lose himself in it. The matrix can't latch onto him because he's always in it, never of it, blending in just enough to stay outside its reach. Number 6. They possess a detached curiosity toward the system. Sigma males have an intense curiosity that keeps them learning and evolving, but they refuse to be boxed in by any single set of beliefs or ideologies. It's like they're intellectual nomads, gathering knowledge from everywhere, but settling nowhere. This approach keeps them wide open to new information, yet resistant to the Matrix's attempts to mold them with fixed narratives. Where most people are content to pick a lane and stay in it, Sigmas wander freely, weaving together insights from all angles and creating a worldview that's entirely their own. The Matrix loves nothing more than clear categories and loyal followers. It operates on a system of packaged beliefs sold to the masses with simple one-size-fits-all answers. But Sigmas are suspicious of any belief system that's served on a silver platter, especially when it comes with a side of no need to think for yourself. They're the kind of people who'd rather build their own understanding from scratch, questioning each piece along the way and throwing out anything that doesn't hold up. To a Sigma, nothing is sacred unless it's been tested, and tested thoroughly. This refusal to cling to one ideology makes them especially hard to predict or control. The Matrix can't keep up because Sigmas are always adapting, questioning, and evolving. They don't stay in one mental place long enough for the Matrix to get a grip. If the Matrix tries to lure them with promises of certainty and belonging, they'll just smirk and move on, because they know that real freedom is being able to think independently without needing permission or validation. Their eclectic, non-dogmatic way of seeing the world gives them a kind of intellectual stealth. They're not rebels for rebellion's sake. They're just fiercely protective of their mental freedom. And in a world desperate to shape minds, that makes them the ultimate anomaly, moving through life with the Matrix constantly scrambling to catch up. Number 7. They're information omnivores, yet remain unshackled by dogma. Sigma males have an intense curiosity that keeps them learning and evolving, but they refuse to be boxed in by any single set of beliefs or ideologies. It's like they're intellectual nomads, gathering knowledge from everywhere but settling nowhere. This approach keeps them wide open to new information, yet resistant to the Matrix's attempts to mold them with fixed narratives. Where most people are content to pick a lane and stay in it, Sigmas wander freely, weaving together insights from all angles and creating a worldview that's entirely their own. The Matrix loves nothing more than clear categories and loyal followers. It operates on a system of packaged beliefs, sold to the masses with simple one-size-fits-all answers. But Sigmas are suspicious of any belief system that's served on a silver platter, especially when it comes with a side of no need to think for yourself. They're the kind of people who'd rather build their own understanding from scratch, questioning each piece along the way and throwing out anything that doesn't hold up. To a Sigma, nothing is sacred unless it's been tested, and tested thoroughly. This refusal to cling to one ideology makes them especially hard to predict or control. The Matrix can't keep up because Sigmas are always adapting, questioning, and evolving. They don't stay in one mental place long enough for the Matrix to get a grip. If the Matrix tries to lure them with promises of certainty and belonging, they'll just smirk and move on, because they know that real freedom is being able to think independently without needing permission or validation. Their eclectic, non-dogmatic way of seeing the world gives them a kind of intellectual stealth. They're not rebels for rebellion's sake. They're just fiercely protective of their mental freedom. And in a world desperate to shape minds, That makes them the ultimate anomaly, moving through life with the matrix constantly scrambling to catch up. Number 8. They resist echo chambers with critical thinking. Sigma males aren't ones to get trapped in echo chambers. While the matrix thrives on creating bubbles of people who reinforce each other's beliefs without question, Sigmas are the ones who pop those bubbles, starting with their own. They're relentless questioners, always on the lookout for the other side of the story, and they have a natural distrust for anything that seems too widely accepted without a challenge. Where most people crave the comfort of agreement, Sigmas would rather sit with discomfort if it means they're closer to the truth. This habit of thinking critically doesn't just set them apart, it makes them nearly impossible to manipulate. The matrix feeds off predictable groupthink, getting people to move in unison without even realizing it. But Sigmas are immune to this pull. They see right through the emotional hooks, empty slogans, and easy answers, spotting the patterns before they even take hold. If everyone's nodding along, the Sigma is probably the one raising an eyebrow, questioning what's actually going on behind the scenes. They have a rare tolerance for ambiguity, which means they're fine if the answers aren't clean-cut or socially acceptable. They'll happily hold two opposing ideas in mind, dissect them both, and only keep what feels genuine. It's this intellectual flexibility that the matrix can't stand, because it relies on people swallowing its narratives whole, not chewing them up and spitting out what doesn't sit right. Sigmas don't care if their perspectives make them unpopular. They'd rather be right in their own eyes than blindly accepted by others. This resistance to echo chambers makes them a true anomaly, untethered from the need for validation, free to think in any direction they choose. And as far as the matrix is concerned, that makes them the ultimate wild card, the one person in the room who refuses to go along just because everyone else is. Number 9. Sigma males. Value purpose over profit. Sigma males prioritize purpose over profit in a world where the matrix pushes people to relentlessly pursue material wealth. Society often equates success with a fat paycheck and shiny possessions, conditioning individuals to believe that happiness and fulfillment can be purchased. This mindset is exactly what the matrix relies on, as it keeps people in a perpetual cycle of wanting, spending, and chasing. But the Sigma male stands firmly apart from this game. For him, life is about finding and pursuing meaning rather than accumulating wealth. He recognizes that intrinsic values, things like personal growth, contribution to society, and the pursuit of passions, bring true fulfillment. While others are busy racking up credit card debt to buy the latest gadgets or luxuries, the Sigma is often found investing his time and energy into projects that resonate with his core beliefs. He seeks out experiences that challenge him and help him grow, not just financially, but also as a person. This dedication to purpose makes him immune to the matrix's attempts at financial manipulation. While many might be swayed by the allure of higher salaries or the promise of material success, the Sigma sees these as distractions. Instead of making choices based solely on potential profit, he evaluates opportunities based on how well they align with his values and goals. If a venture doesn't offer him a sense of purpose, he's quick to walk away, no matter how lucrative it might seem. Because of this mindset, the Sigma male often becomes a trailblazer, paving his own path and attracting others who share his vision. He demonstrates that wealth can come from passion and purpose rather than solely from financial gain. This defiance of conventional wisdom not only makes him harder to manipulate, but also allows him to lead a life that is rich in meaning, satisfaction, and genuine connections. In a world preoccupied with profit margins, Sigmas serve as a refreshing reminder that real value lies not in what you have, but in who you are and the impact you make. Their unwavering commitment to purpose over profit is not just a personal philosophy. It's a quiet revolution that challenges the very foundations of the matrix's control. Number 10. Their fluid identity disrupts predictive control. Sigma males are the ultimate disruptors of the predictable patterns that the matrix relies on for control. Their fluid identity allows them to adapt to new situations, thoughts, and ideas without losing their core sense of self. Unlike many who feel compelled to fit neatly into predefined boxes, like the ambitious overachiever or the laid-back slacker. The Sigma doesn't just change lanes. He rewrites the entire roadmap. This adaptability keeps him several steps ahead of anyone trying to pin him down. The Matrix thrives on predictability. It needs people to behave in certain ways based on societal expectations, allowing it to create narratives that manipulate and control. But the Sigma's identity is anything but static. He's always evolving, reflecting on his experiences, and integrating new perspectives. This means that when others are busy trying to categorize him, he's already gone on to the next chapter. While they're caught up in labels, he's busy breaking them, redefining what it means to be him at every turn. This constant evolution makes him elusive. When the Matrix tries to use its usual tools, peer pressure, social norms, or identity politics, on a Sigma, he simply sidesteps them. He's the guy who doesn't show up to the party in the expected attire. He might just show up in a completely different outfit altogether, or even better, show up in an outfit no one saw coming. And because he's not anchored to any single identity or belief, Sigmas can pivot quickly in conversations, easily adjusting their viewpoints based on new information or insights. This mental agility leaves those around him puzzled and often frustrated because they can't quite figure out where he stands or how to engage him meaningfully. In a society that loves clear labels and predictable outcomes, the Sigma male's fluid identity is a powerful tool of resistance. It's a game changer that makes him a force of nature, impossible to control and uniquely capable of dismantling the very systems designed to keep him in check. Ultimately, while others play the game according to the Matrix's rules, Sigmas play by their own, reshaping the landscape as they go. In a world dominated by the Matrix, where conformity and materialism reign supreme, the Sigma male emerges as a powerful disruptor, embodying a refreshing alternative. His fluid identity, driven by purpose rather than profit, allows him to navigate life with an authenticity that defies categorization and manipulation. While others are caught in the relentless pursuit of wealth and status, Sigmas find fulfillment in experiences and values that resonate deeply with their sense of self. By refusing to play by society's rules, they not only protect their independence but also challenge the very systems designed to control them. Their adaptability and introspection grant them an intellectual agility that leaves the Matrix scrambling to keep pace. In essence, Sigma males are the embodiment of resilience in the face of a world that demands conformity. They remind us that true success is not measured by our bank accounts, but by our commitment to living purposefully and authentically. As we navigate our own lives, the lessons from Sigma males encourage us to question societal norms, seek out genuine connections, and define success on our own terms. In a society often driven by fear and competition, embracing a Sigma mindset can lead to a richer, more fulfilling existence, one where we prioritize our intrinsic values over external pressures. Ultimately, the Sigma male's defiance serves as an invitation for all of us to step outside the Matrix, embrace our individuality, and carve out our unique paths, free from the constraints of predictable expectations. If you enjoyed diving into the intriguing world of Sigma males and want more content that challenges the status quo, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of free thinkers who refuse to be boxed in. Don't miss out on future episodes filled with insights, humor, and maybe a few unexpected surprises. It's like having a front row seat to the ultimate reality show, one where we're all breaking the mold together. So go ahead, click that subscribe button, and let's keep the conversation going. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming next.